In a world that never stops spinning, where deadlines loom, notifications buzz, and stress clings to every waking moment, finding peace feels impossible. We're pulled in a dozen directions, trying to keep up with endless demands and expectations. But what if the answer to surviving this chaos lies not in doing more, but in doing less? What if the secret to finding peace in this whirlwind was written over 2,000 years ago by an old sage who chose a path so different that it reshaped the way we see life itself? This is Lao Tzu's guide to finding peace in a crazy world, a philosophy as simple as it is profound. The story begins with Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher credited with writing the Tao Te Ching, a collection of short, powerful verses that whisper the truths of life and balance. In a time filled with wars, power struggles, and political ambition, Lao Tzu's answer wasn't to fight the storm but to flow like the river through it. The core idea of Lao Tzu's teachings is Wu Wei, which means effortless action or non-doing. But don't misunderstand, this isn't about being passive or lazy. Instead, it's about aligning with the natural course of life, acting without forcing, and knowing when to step back. Picture this. You're at work, overwhelmed by the mounting list of tasks and meetings. You rush from one thing to the next, fueled by stress, hoping that completing everything will bring relief. But the peace you crave always feels just out of reach. Lao Tzu would say that this constant struggle comes from resisting the flow of life, from trying to control outcomes instead of acting with intention and letting go of the rest. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished, he wrote. It's a lesson that if you push too hard against the current, you will tire yourself out, but if you float and steer carefully, the river will carry you forward. Take a moment to think about your daily worries, career pressure, the fear of failure, trying to meet everyone's expectations. Lao Tzu would remind you that most of these are battles you fight in your own mind. He believed that true peace comes not from winning every fight, but from stepping away from battles that do not serve your deeper purpose. He who conquers others is strong. He who conquers himself is mighty, he said. Imagine applying this to your life. Choosing not to react to every piece of bad news, every moment of frustration, or every opinion thrown at you. By practicing Wu Wei, you begin to realize that not everything needs your response or intervention. The world can be loud, but your mind can remain quiet. Think about the trees in a storm. The ones that stand rigid and resist the wind are the ones that break, while the flexible willows bend and sway, surviving even the strongest gusts. Lao Tzu's wisdom teaches us to be like those willows, to adapt and bend without losing ourselves. This doesn't mean accepting everything without question, but learning to choose our battles wisely, finding strength and flexibility. It's the understanding that peace isn't the absence of struggle, but the ability to remain calm within it. The next time you find yourself caught in traffic, late for an appointment, or frustrated by circumstances beyond your control, remember Lao Tzu's words. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. No amount of stress will change the traffic lights or make time move faster, but accepting the present moment as it is can change you. Lao Tzu believed that we're most at peace when we are closest to our true nature, and that nature is not frantic, worried, or burdened by endless plans. He taught that simplicity, humility, and compassion are the keys to happiness. In a society that praises busyness and ambition, this wisdom feels radical. But try taking a step back, even for a moment. Spend an afternoon without plans, let your mind wander without guilt, listen to your breath. Suddenly, the world around you doesn't feel so overwhelming. You start to see that peace isn't found in doing everything but in recognizing that you don't have to do everything. The essence of Lao Tzu's teachings is that life is not a battle to be won, but a dance to be experienced. It's about finding harmony between action and stillness, speech and silence, effort and ease. Modern life may be full of noise, but we have the choice to turn down the volume and listen to the quieter truths. What if, instead of pushing back against every challenge, you allowed some things to be as they are? When you stop trying to control every detail, you create space for joy to enter. You make room for laughter, connection, and gratitude. You give yourself permission to simply be. When your mind is full of demands and doubts, find time to pause and reflect. Lao Tzu wrote, "Silence is a source of great strength." It's a reminder that in stillness we recharge and gain clarity. You don't need to retreat to a mountain or become a monk to find peace. Even a few minutes of mindful breathing, observing your thoughts without judgment, can change your perspective. In those moments, you're no longer at the mercy of the world. You're an observer, grounded and at ease. So how can you start applying Lao Tzu's wisdom to find peace in a busy world? Begin by simplifying your expectations. Let go of the need for perfection, for winning every argument, for being everything to everyone. Trust in the flow of life, do your best in each moment, and then let go of the outcome. It's in this release that real freedom and happiness lie. Remember that peace isn't a place you find outside yourself, but a state you nurture within. As we end this journey through the timeless lessons of Lao Tzu, take a moment to reflect on what you can let go of today. Is it the worry that keeps you up at night, the guilt of not doing enough, or the pressure to meet everyone's expectations? What if, just for today, you cared a little less and trusted a little more? You might find that the world doesn't collapse when you release control. Instead, it supports you in ways you never expected. If this story resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with friends who could use a reminder that peace is possible, even in a busy, chaotic world. Let's take these lessons from Lao Tzu and start living with a bit more grace and a lot more ease.